Well, following the weather warning from Indonesia's weather agency, the BMKG, about potential extreme weather during the year-end season, MGN journalist Amelia Narasoma and the MGN team have visited two locations in North Jakarta earlier today to see the weather conditions at the Muara, Angke and Tanjong Priok seaports. Let's take a look.
I'm now at Tanjong Priok Seaport, and the weather here is cloudy, and unlike at the Muara Angke Seaport that I have visited earlier. Before coming here, over there I was welcomed by mild intensity rains, but the weather here is still normal. We were at the Mutiara Beach and Muara Angke Seaport to check the weather condition at other coastal area of Jakarta. And what we can see from these two locations, even only apart about less than 1 hour drive, these two locations have surprisingly different weather conditions. But the sea wave in both locations is on a stable condition. Even the National Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, has warned earlier that the greater Jakarta or Jabodetabek is supposed to now entering the rainy season, and there will be an extreme weather that is likely to happen. However, it's not what we have witnessed today. And at the sea transportation team has no problem with it at all, of course. And today in the morning, based on the data from Muara Angke Seaport, there are 8 ships that have been traveled with 348 passengers, with 4 traditional ships and 4 more ships that have been provided by the Department of Transportation. And the total passenger that were boarding today is increasing compared to the recent 3 days only. From Jakarta, Amelia Narasoma, Firman Adfriana, reporting for MGN.
On to other news. Trading at Indonesia's stock markets in 2022 were closed today at 3 p.m. Jakarta time. The joint share prices index was in the positive zone and became the highest in the ASEAN region in the last 5 years. MGN journalist Sarah Ruhendi and camera person Zukhal have covered the closing session today from the Indonesian Stock Exchange in Jakarta. Here's the full report.
At the end of trade of Indonesia market in 2022, the combined price index closed up 0.13% at level 6,868. Its strength was influenced by several sectors. Financial sector strengthened 0.5%, cyclically strengthened 0.42%, and energy sector strengthened 0.16%. Fundamentally, composite index of Indonesia market is influence of commodity price movement. Coal prices strengthened 0.41% to $404 per ton, and CPO strengthened 2.47% to 4,191 ringgit per ton. Other than that, analysts says there are indication of inflation could slow at the early year of 2023, which has become a positive sentiment for today's composite index of Indonesia market movement. The strengthening of Indonesia market also was in line with the movement of Asia market. This was affected by the South Korea Consumer Price Index in December. It was still at around of 5%, the same as IHK in November. Then at the closing of this year, trading attended by Indonesian Vice President Ma'ruf Amin, Minister of Finance Sri Mulyani, Chairman of Board of Commissioner of Financial Authority Agency or OJK Mahendra Siregar, and Director of IDX Iman Rahman. In his remarks, Iman Rahman says Indonesia composite index market is moving in a positive zone where market capitalization has increased by 15%, or the equivalent of $600 million USD. Transaction value trading activity grew 10% compared to previous year. The number of IPO this year was the highest since 1992 and the highest growth in ASEAN countries the last 5 years. There are also 10.3 million investors in the Indonesia capital market. What concern 81% of the main motorized IPL investor is Indonesia, and investor confidence to invest above 42%. Meanwhile, the Minister of Finance, Sri Mulyani, revealed the positive indicator for the composite index of Indonesia market has reached its highest level, namely 7,318 on 13 September, annual year-on-year 4.06 on 30 December. This is the highest level than ASEAN countries. Share capitalization has increased by 9,500 trillion, up to 15.2%. The number of companies that have issued IPO is 822 companies. Sri Mulyani hopes that next year there will be over 1,000 companies that will have their IPOs. From Bursa Efek Indonesia, Sarah Ruhendi and Johal reporting for MGN.